Wow, what a day, folks. Volatility spiked as high as 23 on the VIX. QQQ dropped as much as $29 from yesterday's close, and stocks looked like they were heading into a headlong plunge until buyers stepped in hard during the back half of the session. By the close, the indexes left massive wicks to the downside, and now we've got core inflation data tomorrow, Middle East headline risk, oil sitting near a broken support test, yields near support, and multiple sectors squeezed into major decision zones.
Yeah, it was really something else.
Let's break down what Grok Trade is seeing after today's wild intraday reversal. And quick reminder before we get into the charts, this is not financial advice, not a buy or sell recommendation, and not a reason to chase, panic, short, or force a trade. Grok Trade is sharing market commentary, technical analysis, chart-based perspective, and trader education. So trade from your own plan, manage your risk, and speak with a qualified financial advisor for guidance specific to your situation.
Absolutely, safety first, you know.
All right, so trading today, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, with the high-energy trader focus it demands. I'm looking at those massive downside wicks on SQY and QQQ.
Yeah, they were huge.
Right. A wick is just a line on a screen to some, but psychologically, doesn't that just mean buyers drew a line in the sand?
Yeah.
Like, are we safe?
Well, it's really tempting to think that a massive lower wick is literally a visual record of buyers outright refusing to let prices drop past a certain floor, like they stepped in late in the day.
Right.
But here's the trading wisdom. You have to remember, proving buyers exist isn't the same as proving the danger has passed. You never just guess.
You wait for confirmation.
Exactly. You have to wait for confirmation and direction, especially with the extreme tension we're seeing ahead of tomorrow's inflation data and headline risks.
Okay, let's unpack that tension because macro assets are sitting at pivotal levels right now. Take the dollar, DXY. It dipped early but left its own downside wick.
Yeah, which tells us the dollar headwind we mentioned yesterday is merely pausing. It caught its breath, but buyers stepped back in.
So if the dollar pushes higher, equities will struggle.
Exactly. Now, apply that same tension to light crude oil futures, ticker CL. It actually broke below its daily support line today.
Wait, oil broke support, but with the Middle East headline risk right now, oil is hypersensitive. One bad news cycle about the Iran conflict, and couldn't that chart just violently reverse?
No, it's highly sensitive. That's what we call the risk of a death hook-like recovery.
A death hook-like recovery.
Yeah, meaning instead of a gradual climb, the price violently whips right back up above that broken support line, trapping anyone who bet against it.
Yikes. That explains the anxiety. And it's not just macro assets. The sectors themselves are tightening. The materials sector, XLB, is in a classic symmetrical triangle.
A really tight one, yeah.
And the industrial sector, XLI, is tightening near the apex of two converging trend lines. But honestly, as a trader, what does a converging trend line actually mean for you tomorrow?
Well, think of those sectors like a shaken soda bottle. The tightening trend lines show that buyers and sellers are deadlocked in an increasingly narrow tug of war.
Just building pressure.
Exactly. When multiple sectors are compressed near major trend lines like this, a single catalyst can move markets incredibly fast. Traders should wait for direction rather than guessing, because these sectors are just desperately waiting for someone to twist the cap off, and that catalyst is tomorrow's core inflation data.
Even the financial sector, XLF, which actually posted a positive day for the bulls despite the broader intraday plunge, is still stuck below its 200-day moving average.
It's like everything is capped.
Yeah, we did get existing home sales beating expectations today at 4.17 million, but nobody seems to care.
Because housing data is the past. Tomorrow's core inflation data dictates the future. Speaking of the future, bonds popped a bit today, pushing the U.S. 10-year yield, USM 10Y, down near a rising support trend line. Everything is resting right on the edge of a cliff.
Before we look at how crypto and metals are handling this cliff edge, I need to jump in. Drop a comment and tell Grok Trade what stock or market question you want covered in an upcoming episode. Your comments help steer these summaries toward the setups viewers actually want us to review. And if these daily market updates help you stay focused when volatility starts flying, hit the like button and subscribe so you can catch the next recap.
Couldn't agree more.
So, with that extreme tension in mind, how are the alternative assets holding up? I mean, Bitcoin is still defending 60,000, right?
It is defending that 60,000 level for now, but the metals demand heavy caution. Gold futures, ticker GAC, took a 1.82% hit today.
Ouch.
And silver futures, SI, dropped a massive 4.54%.
Wait, I have to push back there. If yields fell today, like you mentioned, shouldn't non-yielding assets like gold and silver look more attractive? Why are they taking such a huge hit?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Normally, yes. But when silver falls violently out of its support trend line like it did today, it signals that investors aren't seeking a safe haven at all.
What are they doing then?
They're liquidating everything, raising cash, and bracing for whatever the inflation data brings tomorrow.
Wow. Okay, framing this up, tomorrow could easily be one of the most important trading days of the year. Wishing you a great rest of the day and saying we'll catch you tomorrow as we track core inflation data, the Iran conflict narrative, oil, yields, the dollar, financials, materials, industrials, Bitcoin, gold, silver, and whether today's lower wick defense actually holds.
And as you watch those charts tomorrow, just consider this. If the market is already this exhausted trying to hold the line, what happens to the psychology of those dip buyers if tomorrow's inflation numbers actually come in hot? Do they step in again, or do they finally step aside?
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a newer trader and want a great foundation with no fluff, start with our free Trading 101 videos at groktrade.com/learn. And if you're ready to reach your full trading potential, whether you're a total beginner or a battle-hardened trader, check out our mentorship program at groktrade.com/trading mentor. All of these links are in the description below. Grok Trade is where traders reach their full potential.